What up, good people? Y'all know what time it is, man. It's the BOTB Live Show. I am one half of the podcast, Jay Walker the third. Carolina Dirt could not be here with us today for some unforeseen technical difficulties, but he always here in spirit. That's my blood. That's my brother. And outside of that, I got my other brother here, G Stack in the building. What works by Joe? He got a million names, man. How you feeling this evening?
Oh man, I ain't complaining at all, brother. I'm alive and kicking above ground, so that's all that matters.
Hey, bro, in a real way. In a real way. Hey, look, y'all check my brother out, man. He got the 82 and 0 live podcast on his own YouTube channel. Y'all can check him out there. Y'all can catch his reels on TikTok. Y'all can catch him on Facebook. That's 82, the letter N, O, live.
All right, all right. Hey,
Yeah,
before
man.
we get into it, bro, I want to say, one, it's been a while since I've been on here. I think it's important to point out that, like, part of my podcast journey, is definitely, um, in a sense, inspired by what y'all got going on. Y'all been really the first people that I really consistently been able to see do a podcast that I know. Y'all have given me like an umpteen opportunities to hop on here and run my mouth. And of course, behind the scenes, you've been kind of helping me like navigate the controls and setups and how to really get my thing going and just inspire me and saying, keep doing your thing. So shout out to you, brother. Shout out to the Carolina Dirt. Appreciate y'all for real.
In a real way, man, that's what we got to do, man. We got to do better at us as a collective. We got to do better at uh, being supportive and helping people when we can help them. You feel me? The narrative is that we don't get along. It's a bunch of infighting. We don't care or respect each other. That comes from a small segment of the overall population. And I just want people to know that people that look like you are there to help and support you in whatever your endeavor might be, as long as that is in a positive light. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna
That's
find a
real.
whole bunch of people. You hope you don't find a whole bunch of people that support negative behavior. You feel me?
That's real.
Yeah, man. So we here today, man. It's kind of somber. Y'all know me. I don't like to be too heavy. I like to have a good time. I like to joke, but everything ain't a joking matter. Uh, the young gentleman's name is Cyrus Carmack-Belton. Cyrus Carmack hyphen Belton. Um, young kid, no different than me 35 years ago, um, living his life, and he just so happens to have a darker hue of skin. You feel me? And we get prejudged. The background to young Cyrus is he goes into a convenience store one day. This is in Columbia, South Carolina, Park Lane Road, if you're familiar with it. If you just want to catch up on the case, I've given you a lot of keys. But the young gentleman went into a store. Um, I'm gonna give you the short version. He went into a store for whatever reason. He did not purchase anything from the store. He was being overseen by the store owners, and he left that gas station in a hurry because he did not feel welcome. Cut to seconds later, um, he is shot in his back and expires from the wound. Uh, Shot by the store owner. So this is something you there locally, G. So like I said, I gave the shorthand to kind of start it out, but I'm gonna turn it over to you and let you give your commentary.
Yeah. One, bro, it's been an event that really has been tough for the city, bro. Like, um, rest in peace to young bro. I didn't know him personally. I just knew of the story when it first happened, and of course, with the case being recent, it's just really been big. The city has come out and made the waves for it. There's a lot of anger, there's a lot of emotion that's coming with it, from a lot of people. But low key, is a lot of good things that's coming with it. And I hate to have to be on this accord, but it's a lot of discussion about us kind of taking back our power with our dollar. more unified movements. I was actually at this ceremony they had for him today. So I saw his family and everything out there. A lot of people came out. The county was out, Richland County was out there, and they were pretty. I guess you could say like cordial and cooperative. They seem to be kind of more so with the family in it, and not really trying to to run people off. They were real nice, honestly. Leon Lott was walking around. His lawyers was there. It was just a lot of good community stuff, man. But it's still one of those things that's hard hitting. If you're watching it from social media, there's a lot of commentary. There's a lot of anger being spewed. There's a lot of different things. But really, it's something that's powerful in its own way. It's been powerful in its own way, but it's a circumstance that is under it. Like you kind of you definitely wish that it was something different. It was just waking up in the morning and us saying, "Hey, man, let's take our dollar back."
Right.
Versus somebody having to pass away and get a conviction or a non-conviction on the case to anger people. So yeah, it's been tough, bro. But it's been tough.
People people of a certain age, they remember Latasha Harlan. Um, you can look up Latasha Harlan. This is back in the '90s. Young girl. I think she was young. I think she was like 13 or 14 as well. Um, Goes into a gas station uh, or a liquor store owned by somebody of Asian descent. She has a verbal altercation with the store owner, and she ends up uh, passing due to gun violence. The details are the store owner's name is Rick Chow.
Hmm.
Again, the gentleman that we're talking about, his name is Cyrus Carmack-Belton. Um, I think it's important to say the name and say the whole name. Um, One, because it's fresh. Two, because it happens way too many times. He's being added to a list that nobody wants to be on. You feel me? But as it goes, the gentleman walks into a store. The store has an issue with people taking a five-figure discount. In the store, there's a wall of shame, so to speak, people that they've caught uh, lifting out of their store. When he walks in the door, he has a backpack on. They advise him that he needs to remove his backpack before he can go make whatever purchases he's gonna make. He don't it don't cause a rift. He don't say nothing crazy. It don't look like he looked at him crazy. He just simply puts his bag down by the door. He walks in to a cooler. Cooler has water in it. He picks up like four bottles of water. He stands there for a minute. He puts those four bottles of water back. Meanwhile, he's doing this. The owner, this is the wife at this time, is kind of hurry up and buying them. You feel me?
Hmm.
Um, when he puts the water back, you can kind of see on the surveillance that she's kind of hawking them, and her son is running the register. Um, he goes back towards the door as if to leave. He's already put back the waters, the things that he picked up. Um, the wife or the son says something to the owner, the actual owner. His name is Rick Chow. Rick Chow grabs his hammer and they follow the young brother out of the store where young Cyrus feels as if his life is being threatened and he begins to flee. Not because he did anything wrong, but because of the energy coming from the store owner and the family.
Hmm.
He runs fast enough for his shoes to come off. He makes it 130 yards from said store. Anybody that's played football knows that 100 yards is a distance.
Yes.
130 yards is a distance plus 30. You feel me? Um, this is where he falls from a gunshot wound to the back. The defense of the store owner, Mr. Chow, is that this young man had a firearm on him and he threatened his son with that firearm, and that is why he took the shot. But I told you he expired from a shot to the back. Um, there were witnesses that saw this occur. We're at the point now where the trial has been for the last, what, 5 to 7 days or so?
Yeah.
And it ended yesterday. They closed out yesterday, and they found that that man, Mr. Rick Chow, was not guilty of what they refer to as malice murder. Again, I said a whole lot. There were details that were left out as far as um, him having a firearm. He never brandished a firearm. Um, but to my brother's point, G, this has upset the city in a way that Trayvon Martin, that Sandra Bland, that, we could name names. This is not necessarily about race. It's always going to be about race to people that look like us because we are fine tuned to a certain amount of BS.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I want to say that this is not about race is because it's simply about taking somebody's life that you didn't have to take. And
Right.
to me, that is murder. These degrees of malice, these degrees of intent, um, it's the system working the way they intended to work. I don't know how Mr. Chow expects to live in this area. I don't know where he can go. I mean, he's him and his family have to leave. Um, I'm gonna turn it over to you, and you can kind of fill in some things that I may or may not have missed.
Yeah. So right now, one, piggyback on the last thing you said, I don't know how he's gonna make it here. Um, I'm not I'm not condoning or promoting anybody to do him any harm. But things are the way they are. I want to say it was Monday night. By the time the trial was over, they were already posting his address, probably maybe hour or so. Like they were surrounding the store, but the police were already at the store, so that was kind of one of those things. It was like, all right, like how did y'all know to be at the store already? But I guess it was just preventing them from saying, hey, it could go either way. Let's be prepared. So I get that too. But it started to where now like they've tracked down businesses that he might be part of, and they're like, hey, we're not supporting any of this business, whether it's a hair store, whether a Chinese restaurant, whatever it is, we're not supporting. And they're going as far as the whole Asian community, because it's a thing where it's not about necessarily the race, but it is about understanding like, hey man, in our community, like we want to be treated well. If we come to our community, there's an expectation of how we should be.
At least
So of
fair.
course, yeah. So then it should be, um, the same thing given to us. So it's kind of like, hey, we're gonna take our dollars back. We can't hurt you. We don't want to really hurt you physically, but if we take away the dollar, anybody who may be contributing and helping you survive, we're, there's I don't know if you're familiar, with restaurant Blaney's on Park Lane. Somehow or another, they found out that he was part owner of Blaney's, and they it was like, okay, no more Blaney's. When I rode past it today going to the ceremony to Memorial, Blaney's was empty. Like
Yeah.
parking lot was there was no support for that. So
I used to
I
like
do,
Blaney's too.
yeah. So that's a thing to where like it is kind of happening in that way. But it's a lot of, like I say, it's a lot of growth that's coming with the pain that's with it too. A lot of organizations are coming together. A lot of people are pointing their hands more to black-owned businesses, pointing out black hair shops, black nail shops, black gas stations, different stuff like that. But and I like that idea a lot. I think it should be just that in the general sense. I'm not against any group of people. I want to make that clear. I'm not. I love every group of people, but I love my group of people enough to say that we should be shopping with ourselves more often, so that our dollars can go back into our community.
To
A
your
lot
point,
of a
though,
lot of different people come into our communities, and we know the story. But a lot of people come into our communities and they set up stores and businesses, and we patronize those stores and businesses. But those dollars go into their community. They often live on across town in a better neighborhood than where the store is set up. So those dollars and those taxes go to their community, go to their HOAs, go to their schools. We don't see any of that money that we're spending. There's one store on North Main. I won't give them any publicity, but I want to say they made like 7 to 8 million a couple of years ago and got caught up in tax evasion
mm,
in an area that's pretty much like really the hood, and you can get
named
7 to 8.
after naming their business after a very prominent African American.
Right. So named after a very prominent African American, for marketing purposes, clearly. I mean, big, but you make 7 to 8 million at the store, in the neighborhood. So it lets you know that we have that kind of money circulating amongst our community. But out of that 7 to 8 million, it doesn't go back into our community at all. That area could use a couple dollars. I'm not trying to be funny or in a way disrespectful at all. But all our communities could use more money coming in. So a conversation I've been having with people lately is it would be nice to see us kind of get behind black business and set up a way where we patronize and we purposely patronize black businesses with the expectation that, hey, X amount of proceeds, finding a way for you to bring that back into the community, whether it's some kind of like trust fund type setup or it's you doing like community service or something, but some kind of way giving back to whatever neighborhood you're in, running that business or somewhere close by, the schools or some kind of way, just to really reestablish like a foundation where we don't have to be so dependent on everybody else. Because if you look at it, a lot of people are dependent on us more than we are dependent on them. We just spend with them instead of ourselves. A lot of these other communities, I'm not knocking them, but a lot of these other demographics that have business in our neighborhoods thrive because of our neighborhoods. So if
It's
they can
kind of
thrive because of our neighborhood, we can too.
it's kind of crazy that from South Carolina to California and all the black neighborhoods that are predominantly black, you know, that there is always a store owned by somebody of Middle Eastern descent, somebody of European descent, somebody of Asian descent in all of these black communities.
Hmm.
You feel me? Um, Systematically, I feel like there's a lot of black people that have the money to do things, to have these types of stores, to own these types of businesses, but I feel like there's always a hang up or some type of harassment that comes in when we try to own these. Because over all these years, you feel me? Outside of, you know, Nipsey, we have a couple in different neighborhoods across the country where black people will own an establishment that is patronized by black people. But we have way more people outside of our community that
Yes.
own stuff in our community and want to treat us a certain type of way that is not a positive way. It's like you hate the people that you serve, but you also buy into the stereotypical dialogue that brought you to the community. You feel me? It's like you knew what was going on in the community before you got there, and you still didn't prop yourself up as an ally.
Yes.
You feel me? So that's the major issue. I feel terribly bad for that man's parents and his family overall. Like I said, nobody should. It's the John Q thing, man. Nobody should
Mhm.
have to bury their baby,
Right.
much less have to bury him due to somebody's judgment.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because that's what it boils down to. This Rick Chow decided that he would be judge, jury, and executioner over something that did not require the sentence that he imposed.
Mm-hmm. A bottle of water, bro.
A bottle of water. And they try to, the bots and these people post these horrible things about this kid when I'm grown enough to tell you if he was the nightmare that you thought he was, then he would probably still be alive. He would be in jail, and
Yes.
that store owner would not be here.
Yes.
But he was a young kid that made a decision to carry a firearm, and I'm not gonna pass no judgment on. I grew up a certain kind of way where I didn't have to live that life. But there are way more people who have to live that life than need to
Right.
at a young age. You feel me? And it's not because they want to go out here and everybody's not coming, you know, hitting the streets for clout to say they're the baddest man. Some of these people are just trying to make it home, and they feel like that tool gives them an opportunity to possibly make it home.
Right.
Um,
So I'm gonna say you mentioned about the bots and all that painting the image. The wild part about that is, for me, one of the things that stood out was like in the trial, they used this Instagram and different pictures and stuff like that to try to paint a narrative. But at the same time, they didn't allow the court to show the information of where Child had been shot multiple people already.
right.
So it's like he shot multiple people. This is the only first time somebody has actually died from it. So it's like, why not show it? Like, why isn't that part something that we can see? Like, because to me, if you show that he shot people before, and the manner he's went about shooting at people,
And the
then it
reasons.
then then it says a whole lot, and it really makes it really open and shut. Like 5 days it would be too long if you show that clip. Like to
Right.
me, I just think it's a design by them that they do intentionally. And I hate that it's a thing for us like that, but it's a thing for us like that. But yeah, it's yeah, it's no good to me. Yeah, I hate that part.
Yeah. I'm not gonna take up much more of your time, man. We're gonna get out of here. Again, his name is Cyrus Carmack-Belton.
Cyrus.
Uh, I just pray peace, as much peace as that family can get. You want people to be okay, but there's no reason for that lady to be okay. And the incident happened in 2023. So her being wounded and having to deal with that over the last 2 years to come to the point where the assailant, Rick Chow, gets to go home and just live his life and potentially harm somebody else. I'm not going I'm not going to act like that's not a possibility, because he's going to get another store somewhere. It may not be South Carolina, but he's probably going to get another store somewhere. And you would hope that he learned, but there's no way to tell. Um, it's a tough one, man, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. But go ahead, bro. Let the people know where they can find you, man. How to link up with you and get on and get put on to your show as well.
Yeah, man, it's the 82 and 0 live show. We call it 82 and 0, like a basketball season. The perfect season is 82 and 0. I believe like when we walking with God, when He the coach, and we using His playbook, we got the Bible. We undefeated. We might be down in the third quarter, maybe down in the fourth quarter, but when the clock strikes and it's the end of the game, we undefeated. When we walking with God. So I'm on Facebook, 82 and 0 Live, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You can find me on there. I try to keep some good press conversations, good testimonies, and real like a lot of the stories are real dope. Some of the people I've known for a while, and when they get to talking, I'm surprised by what they went through and some of the stuff they tell me on how God has led them, or protected them, or guided them. There's a lot of good stuff on there, man. So definitely y'all check me out. You can also this season you should be able to find me in the streets more, outside more, a lot more being in the community. Trying to do a lot more community work, community service, and not just podcasts and talking. I want to kind of put actions and my heart out there with my words on screen. So yeah.
In a real way, man. Look, we appreciate y'all for joining us at the BOTB Live Show. Uh, y'all be good to each other, man. I think they see when we join together, we so much stronger. We so much stronger, and it sounds cliche or whatever, but in a real way, hug the people that look like you, man.
Mhm.
It's more of us that are good than the stereotypes that they want to talk about, the prejudices that they want to show you. So I'm gonna end it like I always do, man. Love the people who love you back, man. And till the next time, y'all be easy. It's the BOTB Live Show. I'm Jay Walker the third, man. We gone.